What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dylan. You're watching Western Farm Garage. Now, if you haven't already read the title of the video, this is yet again another shop video. I just got a lot of stuff to fix, so I'm just deciding to make videos on it. As you saw in the last video, I was working on a CF side-by-side. If you haven't seen that video already, I'll leave a little card right there for you to go click on. It's a pretty cool video, actually. Got to rip that thing around a little bit. It was actually a really fun job to do. But in the process of doing that job, I blew out the hydraulic cylinder in the tractor. Roll the clip. So that is what we are going to fix today. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how to actually rebuild a hydraulic cylinder. This is going to be it's pretty straightforward. I've done them before. It wasn't this one, I did the big one over here on this side. This one right here, you can see it's been done because mostly all of the paint has been chewed off that collar. But yeah, it's actually a fairly straightforward process. So first thing you got to do when getting those cylinders off is you got to make sure there's absolutely no pressure on those lines whatsoever. So just take your joystick, give it a good shake back and forth, make sure there's absolutely no pressure on those lines, and then from there you are going to take I think it's either a 5/8 or an 11/16. I'm not sure, but you're going to take both hoses off. So that one down there and this one. Okay, it is actually a 15/16. It's a little loose, but it's probably a millimeter. It's probably a metric size, but I don't have time to mess with metric sizes today. I only have American. But you know your pressure's off when this will come off very easily with very minimal force. So that is how you know that is good. If they do not have any resistance and you can just spin these nuts with your hand, you know that all the pressure is off of that and you are safe to remove it. Now you have to take off these pins right here, so that way you can get the actual cylinder out. So I need to get a pair of pliers, because of course I did not bring any. Maybe there's some in the toolbox of the tractor, maybe, possibly. There's a hammer. I think a hammer will work. Kind of just beat those pins flat. Maybe a hammer will work. May have lagged it. Okay, should be plenty. A little more. Okay. Got one. Now the other. Actually a little bit more. Okay. Sorry, I know you guys can't see what I'm doing down here, but it's just the exact same process. And got that pin out. Now, your two pins are out. You can then hammer out your pin like so. Oh! I got splashed with hydraulic fluid. Okay, now I've got this one loose. So now I'm going to hammer out this other one. Oh no! Try not to get these pins dirty like I just did, because you you will have to clean them afterwards. Cylinder is full of fluid still. Okay. Got the cylinder off. Hands are now very dirty. But cylinder is now off of the tractor. So now we will take it over to the other shop and give it just a nice little cleanup. Spray it down with brake clean and wipe it off and stuff because it made my hands a little dirty. Alright, so now we've made it back over here into the workshop, which floor is still a mess, by the way, in case you were wondering. And now we're just going to take some brake clean. I'm just going to spray this whole thing down. Oh yeah. I think it might be more than just the wiper seal. I think the actual plunger seal itself might be busted up. Because that moved very easily. It had like absolutely no resistance on it whatsoever. This cylinder is a little small. Because when you are holding a cylinder in a vise like this, you never want to put it in your actual pinchers like this because you could actually crush the inside of the cylinder and then your cylinder's toast and you'll need a new one. So you want to avoid putting them in here. You want it to be on the inside like this. So as you can see, the cylinder is just a little too small that it doesn't actually, the vise doesn't actually bite down on the cylinder. So I need to figure out, oh yeah, it's definitely that wiper seal though. Now that I'm getting sidetracked easily. It's definitely that wiper seal. Look at, oh, you can't really see. It's kind of hard to tell, but that wiper seal is absolutely trashed. The thing is leaking like no one else's business. But, okay. So now we got that done. Now we're gonna take, I don't know, I'll wrap this rag around it. That should give it a good seal. Okay. Let's take this rag and wrap it. I know it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. Take this rag and just kind of just wrap it around right here. That way I put it back in. It might bite down on the cylinder. Here we go. Just tuck it up in there. Run this back in. Like that. So now our cylinder doesn't move, and it gives the rag gives it a little bit more protection. So now we got that in there and secure. We have this little channel right here. It's kind of hard to see. There's this little channel right here, and in that channel there's a little wire, and that wire's got to come out. So we'll have to take some a pipe wrench, and we'll have to turn this until we see the end of the wire. That's how these lock in place on this specific one. Okay. Aha, and we already got it. See, it wasn't even that far in there. If you look, there's a gap. This camera does not focus very well, but if you look, there's a gap right there in the wire. So now I'll be able to take this little like punch tool, and then I can insert it under the wire, and then I can continue to turn this collar, and as I turn it, it'll force that wire out. So now you can see, now that I inserted this little tool right here under the wire, and then I turned the collar with the pipe wrench, so then it forced the pin up. So now I can just keep turning this, and it'll keep forcing that retaining wire out, like so. That is how you get the retaining wire out. Very, very easy. I really love this design of hydraulic cylinder. Oh, too far. And it's got like a little 90-degree angled tab that holds it in place like this. It's got that little nub right there on it, and that's what holds it inside of the collar. So we're gonna set this aside so we don't lose it. And now should be able to just slide this entire collar out just by hammering it. Let's give her a tap back in. And now alright, so we got the plunger out now. So now we have the two separated items. Now that we got our little retainer out, this was the retaining collar right here, and then this right here is the actual plunger itself. And the actual plunger itself actually looks okay, so shockingly enough. But this outer seal right here, as you can see, it's torn, so won't be using that anymore. And yeah, so we have to take off this plunger right here in order to get the collar off. So now we will take this off the actual cylinder itself, because we are through with it for the time being. And we're just going to set this somewhere out of the way so it will not get dirty. Alright, like so. And now we'll take this, and what we can do for this, I know it's kind of awkward because it's going to leave this at a very long angle, and you're really going to have to wrench down on this vise to keep it in place, but it's doable. Get your pin and where your pin slides in on the bottom, you can put that in the vise, and then once you get this really wrenched down, it won't go nowhere. So now we can work on getting this off. Just hit it with a little bit of brake clean, get all that crap off of there. Can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Wipe this down. Bam! Look at that. That seal actually looks good. I would have swore that this plunger seal was bad with how bad this thing was leaking, but maybe it was just the wiper seal after all that was bad. So that's good news. That is good news, folks. So now we need our impact. There it is, over here. Oh, and that looks to be, I'm gonna say 7/8 in that. test my theory. This is a 1 inch. A 1 inch is actually too small. Man, my size guesstimating is very, very bad today. Alright, it's actually a 1 1/8 inch socket. Get that socket put on. And then okay. There's that bolt. Or nut, I mean, hold on to that. And then this is a little tight on here, but it should come off. Should. Emphasis. I have to take a rag, spin it off. Definitely don't want to damage these threads. It's very hard on there though. So that's why I said you want to keep this tight, because you have so much leverage on this. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of reamed itself on there, didn't it? Man, she was on there good. Okay, so honestly, I may be able to reuse this seal on this one. It doesn't look terrible. But now we have our collar, and boy, is this thing messed up. I mean, we got bad seals all over the place on this thing. Give her a nice little spray down. Alright, take a rag and just wipe her down. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, this wiper seal literally destroyed. There is not a bit of wiper seal left, pretty much. And those inner seals, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but they're also completely trashed. There we go. I've got a little bit of a better shot right there. Yeah, completely trashed. The seals in this collar were absolutely toast. So now we're gonna take just like a screwdriver or a pick of some sort. We're just gonna get these seals out, man. There we go. There's that seal. I mean, literally just completely busted. Let's see what's done for. And I'll spray it out with brake clean afterwards. And we got this outer seal right here. It's double O-ringed actually. So as you can see, there's like a square O-ring and a round O-ring, like that. I'm sure you can see that. This one's the square one, this one's the round one. The square one was on the inner side, right here, on this side where my finger is, and the round one was on the opposite. Telling you that so you can pay attention, but also for myself, so I remember how this thing goes back together. Alright, so we got those seals out. Now, just for this main wiper seal, it's being a pain in the rear. It's always the big seals that give you the most trouble. It's breaking apart before it's actually coming out of the collar. But I'm pretty sure this is what I had to do to the last one too, so it doesn't make any bit of difference to me. Yeah, it's like a double rimmed seal, so you got to be careful. There's like a metal collar inside of this. I'll show you better when I actually get it off, but there's like a metal rim inside of there that you're going to want to be careful not to damage, because that's where that seal sits and actually seals down in the collar. So you're gonna want to be very careful not to damage that little metal rim that's on the inside of there. Like I said, this is on my specific model. Not every hydraulic cylinder is going to be the same, but this is at least a good baseline for how you can get yours apart. Good Lord. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure I had to fight with this thing forever the last time. This seal was the one that gave me the most amount of trouble of the entire thing. You really gotta show it who's boss. You gotta, I'm kind of like taking my pick and going on the inside of it like this, and kind of just running my pick. You can see that metal rim that I was talking about right there on the tip of my pick. And I'm kind of just running it along that and then getting under the seal and just pulling it out as I go. So that's pretty much what you got to do with this seal. It's not like you're going to reuse it anyway, so just destroy it. Just do your best not to destroy the actual collar, because this is aluminum cast, I'm pretty sure, meaning very, very, very soft. Alright, I'm going to be picking at this for a while, but you kind of get the idea. You literally just have to absolutely mangle it, so I'll pick you back up when I get all this out. Alright, I got the seal pretty much all the way cleaned out. It's not 100%, but I think it's good enough. Got the inner seal all cleaned out, sprayed out with brake clean. So now we are ready to put seals in this. However, I don't have the seals yet. So, that being said, so I'm gonna have to get on the interwebs and order that seal kit. Shouldn't take too long for me to get it in, but so that is the video. Well, it's not the video, but that's where I'm at right now. So we got it all taken apart, got all the seals cleaned out of this. We're ready to go back in with new seals. I think, like I said, the plunger seal actually still looks okay. So I think we'll be able to reuse that. And that's good because the plunger seal is actually the hardest one to put in. So there's that. All right, so I will pick you guys back up when I get the seal kit in. What's up, guys? We're back. It's about 2 days later, and got the seal kit in. So now we can go ahead and start throwing this hydraulic cylinder back together. So let's see here. We got this the plunger. Okay, this is our collar right here. Now I need to remember what way, as previously stated, which direction the square and the round seal's going, because I don't remember. Pretty sure it's this side. Here's a square one. Not sure if that's the square one I need though. Another square one. 2 round ones. Okay. So I got, oh, wow. Yeah, it's a little big. It's a little big. Okay, let's try these. These look smaller. Yeah. So that's probably closer to what I needed. Here's this square one. It's also really big. Why are all these big? I mean, these are like not even close to being the same size. Trouble in paradise, my friends. So I guess we're going to have to reuse this old square seal, which I don't necessarily want to do, but I don't really have a choice because the other ones are way too big. The ones that they sent in the kit are like not even close to being the right size. There's nothing left in the bag, so I'm left with no choice. I have to reuse this square seal. Luckily, it's not too bad, so I'm comfortable with reusing this seal. It doesn't look too awful. Now let me double check on my back on my videos real quick and make sure that I put those in the right order. Okay, so I did put them in right the first time. The square seal goes in on this side and the round seal goes in on this side. Like I said, I'm not sure why they sent the seals that are not the right size, but whatever. Okay, and we got this one. Oh yeah, also one thing I forgot is that this little lip in here, I lied. This little lip does come out. It's actually a complete separate piece. So you have to take you a screwdriver that's thin enough to get under it, but you will need to get that out. Alright, so I got a screwdriver. You just you may have to honestly hammer it out. I'm not too sure. That's honestly a really small. Oh, that seal does have to come out because this is the new one right here. And it kind of just sets it down in there. So you're going to have to get that old collar out. So what I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to take a hammer to get under it. I kind of got this up in the vise right here, like so. I'm going to try and tap it out with a hammer by getting this screwdriver. I may honestly get a thinner one. That screwdriver is pretty thick. This one's not much better. Yeah, see, that's the problem with doing that, is that I kind of chewed up the collar. I hope this thing still seats properly. Now you can just, once you get your screwdriver under it, you can just go around the rim right here and just like pry your screwdriver up, and it'll pry up that seal around the edge. Like so. Now it's out. Now I just gotta kind of clean up this surface. So I did just kind of chew it up with the screwdriver, getting under that seal. Okay, so now that you've got that out and you've got just a flat 90-degree surface right there, then you can just take your, you can hammer your seal back in. So I have this set just to a point right here where I can still slide this through where it's not, and then I just like clamp down on it by just a little bit and take my seal and set it on top. I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see what I'm doing. Kind of see what I'm doing now. So then find you a socket that fits around, just about around the seal. Doesn't have to be crazy. And you probably could press this in, but I'm just going to use a hammer. lining it up is going to be the trickiest part. Go in evenly. Okay. Try again. Lord, it's like the seal's bent. May have to put this in the press, honestly. It's not wanting to set in properly. Okay, I'm gonna take this over to the press and get this pressed in real quick. Okay, now get down here. Is it going in at an angle? Again. There we go. Now I got it to go in straight. Didn't even need my hand for that. I didn't even need the bar for that. I just pressed it in with my hand. Okay. Now, I can press it the rest of the way in. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright. It's going to be kind of hard to see it, but it is supposed to sit slightly recessed off of the lip. So that's how I got it. Now the seal is in there. So now the last seal that I got to put inside of here is this inner one. And that one requires a little bit of a special tool. I'll show you guys in a sec. So, I think it's this one? Yes, it's this one. Probably, honestly, should have put it in before I put in this big one, but it's fine. I'm not actually sure which way the old one came out. I probably should have paid attention to that. I think it goes in the same way as this. So I'm gonna get my tool. All right, my GoPro turned off because it got hot, but I'm trying to get this really quick. So you this is the tool right here. You take your seal, put it on the inside, in between these two, kind of like this, and then you turn it and it makes the seal smaller. But I am struggling to get it to stay where I need it to. And once you've got it, it'll kind of look like this, and it'll make that seal smaller. That way you can drop it down into here. But like I said, it's being very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do either. Also, it's like very hot outside, so everything's slippery, especially me. Okay, there we go, like that. Got it held in there nice and good. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take it and we're gonna drop it in there like that, and it should roll right into place, just like that. Beautiful. Now it's in there, you can see it rolls literally right into place. And once you get it in there, once you get it on your tool correctly, which makes it a lot easier. So now this thing's ready to go back on. So now we gotta get the actual rod back up on the vise. And if I put this seal in wrong, well, I guess we're about to find out, because I don't remember which way it was supposed to go in, but pretty sure it's supposed to go with the fat lip facing this seal right here. So it goes in with the fat lip down when you're installing it. Alright guys, sorry, my GoPro keeps turning off because it's hot in here, but I actually turned the seal around, so I have it facing the fat lip on the smaller side. No, so not facing the wiper seal on the other side of the collar. I have the fat lip on the inner seal facing this way, facing up basically, and it seems to be on here a lot better. So that being said, now can put this plunger back on. Did not have to replace the seal on this one, thankfully. Man. I'm trying to mess up these threads, but this thing is very hard to get on. There we go. Even going on? I can't even tell. There we go. Now it feels like it's going on there. Cool. Now we just take this. Okay, well now what I'm going to do, since it's kind of being a little cussy going back on, I'm going to take this socket. I'm not going to impact it on there, but what I am going to do is I'm going to grab a ratchet, and I'm going to, since that is secure in the vise, I'm going to kind of use the nut to press it on. That nice and snug. All right, and now she's ready to go back into the cylinder. So, get the cylinder wrapped up in this towel again. Okay, I got that in there. I'm actually gonna take some hydraulic fluid. I'm gonna line up this seal. Get that nice and coated, and I'm also gonna line up the inside of that. That way it's easy to go on. Then take my rubber mallet, that. Ah! Oh, I hope that was on camera. That just shot hydraulic fluid right in my eyes. That is why safety glasses are important, my friends. Okay. Wow. All right, so now using the plunger and rod itself, I managed to beat the collar back in. So now we have our line where the wire goes visible. So now, let's take our pipe wrench. And we get her on there. And then we just adjust this. Come on, stop. There we go. Until we see where that wire drops in. Right there, okay. So now you see we got that little hole. That's where we put the wire in. So we take our wire, like so. It just drops right down into that hole, just like that. Now I'm not gonna be able to hold the camera into this, but once you got the wire in that hole, then you hold the wire in the hole, put your pipe wrench back on, and you hold that in the hole and then turn your pipe wrench and it'll suck that wire in. Like I said, I really love this design of hydraulic cylinders. Super easy. Alright, and you turn it around to where the ends of the wire are not facing up in your access hole right here. And then you're good. Your hydraulic cylinder is officially rebuilt. So now, you can just take it and throw it back on the tractor, which is what we're gonna do. Alright, back here in the pole barn. Camera's probably gonna turn off again, it's really hot, but got this back on the tractor. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide our pins back in. And this is the shorter pin, I believe. I gotta wipe it off because I dropped it and it got dirty. Don't want dirt inside of that pin when you slide it in, because that'll cause damage and we'll grease it up afterwards. So, cylinder. Turn it, and up, and bam. Alright. That pin is in. You take your cotter and stick her down there inside. And then down here for this bottom pin, same process. Hang on. The plunger dropped a little bit. Gotta get it pushed back up. There we go. All right. Alright, now that I got that in, I got that plunger put up, and I should be able to just slide this pin right down in it. Oh, it's actually, I pushed it up too far. It's gonna go back down. Oh, good Lord. I may have to stand on the bucket to apply some pressure, make it come down. That's not working. Okay. May need to get this in here. Kind of. Right now it looks like it's, yeah, it's, oh, got it. Nice. All right. I was able to get it. This pin is very greasy. I can't get a hold of it. All right. And we got that one in. And now the pin is in. just like that. All right, hammer it in. Oh, finally, okay. All right, guys, GoPro died yet again, so recording this on my phone, but we got the hydraulic lens all hooked back up. So now we're gonna start the tractor and see if this hydraulic still leaks. All right, around here to the other side, hit the key. Nothing leaking yet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's good now. There's no leaks. That is awesome. All right.